Right now, more than half of your body weight is water, and not one drop of it is just sitting there. It's sorted into compartments, each with its own address and its own chemistry. In the next 5 minutes, we're going to zoom out from a single atom all the way up to you, the whole organism, and then zoom back in to ask a simple question. Where does all that water actually live, and why does it matter? The body is built in levels, and each level is made from the one below it. At the bottom is the chemical level, atoms joining into molecules. Those molecules assemble into the smallest living unit, the cell. Group similar cells doing the same job and you get a tissue. Combining two or more tissues into a working structure, and you have an organ, like the heart or stomach. Organs that cooperate on a shared task form an organ system, the digestive system, the circulatory system. And all the systems together make one living organism. 6 levels, chemical to organism, and every level exists to serve function. Here's something easy to forget. Your cells don't live in open air. Every single one is bathed in fluid. In the 1800s, the physiologist Claude Bernard called this the body's internal environment, the fluid surrounding the cells, through which every nutrient, gas, and waste product has to travel. And here's the key idea. Your body works constantly to keep that fluid stable. That steadiness is homeostasis. Keep the internal environment constant and your cells stay alive no matter what the outside world is doing. So how much fluid are we talking about? On average, water makes up about 60% of body weight. For a 70-kilogram adult, that's roughly 42 liters, enough to fill about 20 large soda bottles. That fraction isn't fixed. Lean muscle holds more water, fat tissues hold less. So it tends to be lower in older adults in bodies with more fat. But that 42 liters is not one big pool. It's divided, and the walls doing the dividing are the cell membranes. The first split is the big one. Draw a line at the cell membrane. Everything inside your cells is intracellular fluid, or ICF, and that's the larger share. About 2/3 of your body water. In our 70-kilogram example, that's around 28 liters, roughly 40% of body weight. Everything outside the cells is extracellular fluid, or ECF. The remaining 1/3, about 14 liters, or 20% of body weight. So 2/3 in, 1/3 out, that's the single most important ratio in this whole video worth memorizing. Now let's zoom into the extracellular fluid, because it splits again. About 3/4 of the ECF is interstitial fluid, and the fluid in the spaces between the cells, the stuff that directly bathes them. That's around 11 liters. The other quarter is plasma, the liquid part of your blood, held inside your blood vessels, about 3 liters. What separates them? The thin wall of the capillary. Water and small molecules cross it constantly, which is exactly how the blood delivers to and collects from every cell in your body. Here's the part that turns anatomy into physiology. These compartments don't just differ in volume, they differ in content. Interstellar fluid is rich in potassium, with lots of protein and phosphate. Extracellular fluid is rich in sodium and chloride. Potassium in, sodium out. Your cell membranes spend enormous energy, with pumps like sodium-potassium pump, keeping those two lists apart. And that difference isn't wasted effort. The gradient it creates is what fires your nerves, contracts your muscles, and pulls water where it needs to go. So let's lock it in. Life is organized in 6 levels, chemical up to organism. Water is about 60% you, split 2/3 inside your cells and 1/3 outside. That outside third is mostly interstitial fluid, with a small slice of plasma. And it's the composition, potassium in, sodium out, that keeps every one of your cells doing its job. Get those numbers and that logic down, and the rest of fluid physiology falls into place. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.